No matter where moms are in their postpartum journey, whether you've got a newborn or a couple kids or your kids are older, there's a couple things that I think always are challenges. One is the obvious, like figuring out what's going on. So typically I'll either get moms that address their problems right away or somewhere in between, or the alternative is you wait until all your kids are born and then you're like, wait a second, now I have time to take care of myself. And you worry that it's too late, but then you come in and we figure out what's going on. So the first barrier is getting somebody to help you kind of figure out what the heck is going on. And then the second barrier, and I almost think this is just as challenging, is finding the time to get consistent, and making sure that what you're doing to kind of address the problem, that you're doing it consistently. And I always feel bad with new moms and they go back to work and they're like, oh, this is really hard. Everything's changed. I had all this time before and now I've got to do work and do all these things. And I feel bad, but I'm like, okay, it doesn't get any easier. And today is such a great example of that. So I have my schedule work that I'm with my kids Monday and Friday in the summer. And then we have help Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday so that I can work. And today, literally, and keep in mind, my kids are older, first day of summer vacation, like it's like all of 30 minutes before they're like, I'm bored. And you have that kid that like will make incessant noises to try and get your attention and hopefully drive you to exasperation so you'll okay the video games. And if your kids aren't at that age, you don't know what I'm talking about yet, but there's an equivalent, I promise you. Your schedule is always going to have changes. There's always going to be a challenge. The key is seeing it coming if you can, and then getting on top of it ASAP and understanding like done is better than perfect. And I've talked about this a lot in establishing habits. So the equivalent with like a newborn is a change in sleep, or, all of a sudden they're teething, or they're constipated, or they're crapping their pants all the time, or there's, the 17th illness. Like as soon as you realize, something's different, like you kind of have to go into survival mode and have those basic things that you do. And it may be like, okay, you're used to doing 5 exercises in 30 minutes. Maybe when you're in like survival mode, maybe you do 3 and maybe they get sprinkled throughout the day. And so doing that, you're at least keeping some consistency. As the kids are older, you still have illnesses and crazy things like that, but you've got some things that are a little bit more predictable. Like, yes, I knew that the first week of school is this week, but in summer, and I hate to break it to you that your kids aren't older, unless you send them to one camp, it's like your week is different every week. So you literally have to change by the week. So today, like my gym, they didn't have a 5:30 class, they had 8:15. I couldn't make it, so I couldn't go to the gym this morning. So I'm going to try and, swing a workout a little bit this afternoon or do a little bit of something. Because we had to orient our babysitter and all of that. So again, it's like pick something, keep moving, keep doing something. But I think this like idea that there'll come an age for your kids that there'll be this perfect time that you'll have workouts and things like that, like that's in flux too. So first step is if you have something going on, leakage, pressure, pain, whatever it is, make sure you build into your schedule time to go find that person, to see that person, to get the help that you need. And then it's, doing your home exercises, making sure it's like something that's doable and you feel like there's an improvement, but getting consistent with it. And then when you're done with all that and your symptoms are good, being able to stay consistent with your workouts and still kind of do something. So no, I didn't have my regular workout this morning, but I have a couple things that as soon as I'm done here, because the kids are on video games for an hour, I'm going to do a couple quick exercises and then we're going to head off to the pool. So no, Shelby, it does not get easier. I'm sorry. But what I tell people, I'm like, if you can figure that out when your kids are little and you don't just like keep resisting it and banging your head against the wall, the sooner you can kind of realize that, the better. And then it just stops being so dang frustrating. And I knew this was coming today too. And I made my husband get out of the house. I'm like, no, we need to have cold turkey first day and y'all need to be bored and that sort of thing too. So those of you that are moms and you're like, oh my God, I can't, is it going to get worse than this? You'll figure it out. I promise you. But the one thread that goes through is notice when things are changing, give yourself a break, have survival mode things that you're like, all right, the perfect thing isn't going to happen today. I'm going to do this little thing. And then when you sort of settle out and you can kind of get back into your regular stuff, have those different kind of modes you can go in between. If you figure that out, trust me, you're saving yourself a lot of trouble. I wish I'd figured that out a lot sooner. If you're having trouble either finding somebody to help you with whatever your pelvic floor problems are that are keeping you from working out, or even if you're just like, I just started back to work, or my kids are now on vacation, I have no idea kind of where to integrate this stuff. That's one of my secret superpowers, because literally I will sit with my patients and be like, all right, what are the 3 things we need to do? When are you going to do it? Where are you going to do it? What do we need to set up beforehand? Are you going to be interrupted by a small human? Do we need to make sure that there's an iPad charged and ready to go, and you've got the app up, and you've got the, PBS Kids all ready to go? Like, you got to make sure to outsmart the little ones so that you can get your stuff in. So if that's something you're having trouble with, hop in my DMs. That's one thing that I'm actually really, really good at, kind of helping people navigate. Survival mode, yes. You got it, Shelby. All right, anyway. Give me your survival mode tips. What do you guys do where you just kind of like run around in circles and spin until you fall down, and then the kids pile onto you, and then that's the end of the day? Hop in my DMs. I'd love to hear from you.